Hi and welcome to the channel. My name is Tony, and in today's video we're going to take a look at adding a few phones to the UCM6302. So if this is your first time with us, be sure to subscribe and make sure you hit that little bell so that you're alerted to when I release new content. Again, I want to thank Grandstream for sending me the UCM6302. They are not sponsoring or paying me for this video. All of the comments you hear are my own. So I thought what I would do today is show you how to add phones in several different ways. First, we'll use the zero config feature in the UCM itself, and we'll provision a couple of Grandstream phones. Then we'll take a third-party phone and show you that you could add pretty much any phone to the UCM using the third-party phone's web interface. And then finally, we'll take my mobile device, we'll add the mobile device as an extension to the Grandstream UCM6302 using the Grandstream Wave mobile app. Okay, so I'm signed into the UCM6302 and I'm on the dashboard. And this video will pick up where the first look and setup video left off. If you happen to miss that video, I'll put a link up above as well as down in the video description below. Now that said, let's come over to the left menu and click on Extension Trunk, and then we'll click on Extensions. Here you could see the 5 extensions that were created during the first look video when we ran the setup wizard. Notice that they're all unavailable. So the first thing I want to do is provision or register a couple of Grandstream phones using the built-in zero config feature in the UCM. But before we do that, I just want to send a special shout out to Dennis Pillow and Joe over at Untitled Technologies for sending me these 2 phones that I'll be using in this video demonstration. Here I have the GXP 2135, and it's a SIP phone that will hold up to 4 SIP accounts. And this phone is the GXP 1625, and it'll hold up to 2 SIP accounts. I want to thank both Joe and Dennis. Dennis sent me the 2135 and Joe sent me the 1625. In fact, Joe also sent me a 1610, and along with the 2135, Dennis did send me a wonderful pocket knife to use to open packages. Now, if any of you caught my live stream back at the beginning of March or the middle of March, you'll notice that I opened packages using my car keys. So that was noted by a couple of my viewers, and I ended up receiving a fabulous pocket knife from Dennis as well, in addition to the 2135. So thank you both guys for sending me the gifts to use here in the lab. I really do appreciate it. You guys are the best. Okay, so we're back on the extensions page, and we're going to go ahead now and set up those 2 phones and register them to the UCM. I'm going to leave all of the extensions that were created in the wizard set to their defaults, but I just want to point out to you, let me click on one of the extensions and just show you that there are a ton of options that can be configured for each extension. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and leave everything set at the defaults the way they were created, because the purpose of this video is just to get the phones registered to the UCM and being able to make, at this point, extension to extension calls. Now, that said, I'm going to link to a video that Willie did up above and down in the video description. He did a fantastic video on all the different settings for the extensions. It was a really deep dive. I think it was like a 30 or 35-minute video. Well worth watching if you want to get into the deep heart of everything that I just showed you on the screen. But that said, let's jump down over in the left menu now to the value added features, and we're going to click on zero config. So if you're getting any value from this video, please hit that like button. It lets YouTube know you like what I'm doing here on the channel. Now that being said, let's get back to the video. So I'm excited to show you how simple it is to get these phones registered to the UCM and assign extensions to them. Now, before we do that, I just want to come across the top and go over the other options with you. Now, we're not going to get into them today, but I want you to know that they exist. You can use zero config to set global policies, which will send out settings to all the devices. You could use zero config to set up global templates, model specific templates. Under the zero config settings, you can see it's enabled by default. You also have 2 other options you can enable here, which will fully configure a phone without having to touch the phone. However, that's not for today's video. Let's go back to the zero config main page. So as you can see here, the UCM auto-discovered the two phones. Here's the 2135 and here's the 1625. Now, how does this happen? Typically, when the phone boots up and it receives its IP address from the network, it sends out a subscribe message on the network. And since the UCM is by default enabled for zero config, it's listening for those messages. Once it receives the message from the phone, it confirms it, it accepts it, it sends back information to the phone, and then basically the phone will send the information to the UCM. And you can see the phone sends the MAC address, the IP address that was assigned, the firmware version, the vendor, and by the way, zero config will only work with the Grandstream phones, the model information. Here's the 2135, here's the 1625. So really all we're going to do today is get these phones assigned to extensions. That's the simplest configuration. Let's do that now. So let's come over to the 2135 and click on the edit icon. And we'll come over to account and we'll enable account 1. And then from the drop down, we can pick the extension that we wish to assign. So we'll leave this one at extension 1000 and we'll come up and we'll click on save. And you can see here now that the 2135 has been assigned extension 1000. However, it hasn't updated the phone yet. I'll show you how we do that in a second. Let's get an extension assigned to the 1625. Let's click on the edit icon and we'll come over and enable account 1 just like we did before. And this time from the drop-down menu, let's click on extension 1001. We'll come up and we'll say save. And now you can see we've assigned extension 1001 to the GXP 1625. So now we need to push these settings out to those phones. So let's click and select both phones. And we're just going to come up here. We're going to just say update config. And you'll see we'll get a message from the UCM saying, do you want to notify the phones of the update? And we're going to go ahead and we're going to say, okay. So we have extension 1000 on the 2135. And now we have extension 1001 on the 1625. Just one other thing I'd like to point out before we test out the extension to extension calling. If for some reason the UCM does not auto-discover your phones, you can come up to the auto-discover tool and you can use that to discover your phones on the network. It says here, the PBX can automatically discover new devices via ARP, ping, or SIP message by scanning the entire network segment or a single IP address. So I just wanted to let you know that that option was available. Okay, so at this point, let's go ahead and test out the phones. Let's start with the 2135 extension 1000. We'll call over to the 1635, which is extension 1001. Okay, so you can hear that extension 1001 is ringing. You see the flashing red light, so we're good to go. And now let's try it in the reverse order. Let's call extension 1000 from extension 1001. And there you go. You can see and hear that extension 1000 is ringing. Very cool. So if you're getting any value from this video, please hit that like button. It lets YouTube know you like what I'm doing here on the channel. Now that being said, let's get back to the video. So that's how simple it was to get the phones assigned to extensions in the UCM using zero config. But what I want to show you now is how to register a non-Grandstream phone or a third-party phone. Now the process will take place in that phone's own web UI, but we need to get some information, particularly the SIP password, from the UCM. So that said, let's come up to the extension trunk area. Let's click on extensions. And here, look, you can see that the two extensions that we provisioned earlier using zero config are now showing as idle instead of unavailable like the rest. Let's take extension 1002 and we'll assign that to the third-party device. So let's get that SIP password. Let's click on the edit icon and let's come on up here and let's copy that cryptic password. That's all we need. We can cancel out of here. And now I'm just going to jump over to the third-party device. I'm already signed into the UI, and every model is going to be different because every manufacturer's UI will be different. But what you have to do is just find the account. Find the account page, and we're going to add the SIP server information, the SIP user ID, the authentication ID, and then the password. So let's start by adding the SIP server. So we know the address is 192.168.50.37, and that's colon 5060. Let's come down to the SIP user ID, and it's the extension number 1002. And the authentication ID is the same, 1002. And the password, we're just going to paste that password we copied from the UCM here. And we're going to come down and we're going to say save set. And now I'm going to go ahead and restart the device. Once the device restarts, we'll come back and we'll do a test extension to extension call. Okay, so now that the non-Grandstream phone has rebooted, it's obtained the 1002 extension account. So let's do a test extension to extension call. I'm going to start first by calling from the Grandstream phones over to the third-party phone. So we'll start with extension 1001 and we'll call 1002. And you could probably hear 1002 is ringing. We'll do the same thing from extension 1000 over to 1002. And again, you were able to hear that 1002 was ringing. So now we'll call from the third-party phone over to the Grandstream phones. We'll call 1000 first, and then we'll call 1001 next. So from the third-party phone, calling from extension 1002. And there's the 2135 ringing. Now we'll call extension 1001. And there you saw extension 1001 ringing. Okay, so the last thing I want to show you today is how to connect a mobile device to the UCM using the Grandstream Wave app. So I've already gone ahead and downloaded the Wave app on my phone. You can download it for Android or for iOS. And there are two apps. There's the Wave Lite and the Wave app. Make sure you download the Wave app. Now, looking at the screen, we're going to work with extension 1004. And the reason I picked that extension is because I need the SIP password, and I already went in off screen and changed that password to something a little bit simpler, because you saw how cryptic the other password was. I would never be able to remember it to enter it into my phone. So that said, let's launch the Wave app on my phone. And the first time you launch the app, it's going to ask you for permission to use the camera. It's going to ask you for permission to use the microphone. And it's going to ask for permission to send notifications. So I basically said allow to all three items. Now, you're presented with a couple options on the page. The first thing we're going to do is sign in at the bottom. Now, I'll talk about some of the other features later, but I want to show you how simple it is to get this phone registered to an extension in the UCM. So we're going to click on sign in on my phone. And the first thing we need to do here is enter the server IP address. So in my case, it's 192.168.50. I better put my glasses on. Hold on. That's better. 50.37:8089. And then the account we want to register is 1004. And the cryptic password, which has been changed, is now TS1234567 exclamation point. So if you're wondering why I used that password, it was easy for me to remember, but remember, it's got to contain an uppercase letter, a lowercase letter, numbers, and a special character. So that matched the criteria. So we're going to go ahead and say sign in now. Wave would like to find and connect to devices on your local network. Okay, so there we are. We're signed in. At the top of the screen there, it says extension 1004. Now, at the bottom, it says chat, call, meeting, and contacts, right? So let's click on the call tab and let's dial out to extension 1000 and see if we can get through. And there you go, guys. You can see that extension 1000 is ringing, and I'm calling from the mobile Wave app. Okay, let's go ahead and dial 1001. And you can see 1001 is ringing. And then finally, let's call that third-party device at 1002. And there you go. Okay, so let's try to dial now from one of the wired extensions to the mobile device.
Please wait while I connect your call.
Okay, so it took a few seconds, but you could see that the call coming in from 1001 is ringing on the mobile device. It signed me out of the UCM, so let's log back in. Okay, so now that we're logged back into the UCM, we should have all 4 extensions lit up. So let's click on extensions. And here you can see we have 4 idle extensions. Here's the 2135, the 1625, the third-party phone, and here's the mobile phone. And I'll zoom in so you can see this. It actually says Wave phone. It's connected on port 63394. If you found any value in today's video, please give it a thumbs up. Be sure to check out some of my other videos listed up above. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share this video. And I want to thank you again for using my Amazon affiliate links. I know they don't change your price, but they do help out the channel. My name is Tony with Quik Tech Solutions. As always, please stay safe. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.